Hey there, it's Shannon Math Chick Myers, and today we are looking at how to find a couple of vectors, one of which is parallel to this function, negative 3x squared plus 5 at the point 1, 2, and the other one which is normal to the graph at that point. So let's do it. First off, when we're thinking about this, I'm thinking slope, right? We need to figure out what direction that the vectors are going to be going. So f prime at x is a pretty easy one, just negative 6x. And then finding f prime at 1, we're going to get what? Beautiful. Negative 6 times 1, which is negative 6. Cool, cool? All right. So when we're thinking about slope, right, the slope of the graph at this point is exactly negative 6, or, so we'll just write it as slope right now, or negative 6 over 1, right? Thinking about rise over run for slope. So a unit vector parallel to the graph of f at 1, 2 is going to have the same slope. So we'll be using the slope of negative 6 over 1. And then the unit vector normal to the graph of f will have a perpendicular slope. So we would call this M1, and M2 will use good, positive 1 over 6. So that's the evil plan. So let's do this thing. So I have this vector that I need to find, and it's one of those so easy it's hard kind of things. We're going to let our vector be, let's call it vector u, is going to be equal to the vector 1, negative 6 over the magnitude of 1, negative 6, because we want it to be a unit vector in the same direction. So our vector u will equal to 1, negative 6 over the square root of 1 squared plus negative 6 squared. And so u is going to be the vector 1, negative 6 divided by the square root of 37. So we'll have u is equal to 1 over root 37, and then negative 6 over root 37. Good, good? All right, perfect. So now we need to find our second vector. So that second vector will be, call it v, equal to 6, 1, just using rise over run. So x comma y, 6 comma 1. So we now also need to have that divided by the magnitude, which is going to be the square root of 6 squared plus 1 squared. And so v will equal to, I'm going to go a little faster. It's the same, it's root 37. So we'll have 6 over root 37, comma, 1 over root 37. All right, good, good. Perfect. Now, sorry, this is part B. Just doing a little copying and pasting. You caught me. All right, so now we need to sketch the graph of all this stuff. All right, so remember our function was f of x equals negative 3x squared plus 5. And so that is going to be a parabola, right? And its vertex is just going to be at 0, 5. So drawing in our graph, I'll just get a couple of use symmetry, get a couple ordered pairs. So we know we have 0, 5. The axis of symmetry is at that y-axis. The line x is 0. And so if I find f at 1, we will get positive 2. Which means at negative 1 will also be at positive 2. And f at 2, so that was equal to f at negative 1. And then at positive 2, we will have negative 12 plus 5 is negative 7, which will equal to f at negative 2. So we'll need one more deal down here. And we'll finish off our graph. So the parabola looks something like this. And then we're interested in what happens at that point 1, 2. 1, 2. We have unit vectors, so we know the length of those vectors. And so remember the point 1, 2 was right here. We plotted that point. And so we'll have the parallel vector is the u, which we did in yellow. And so it's going to look something like this. And then v is going to look something like this. A little shorter, I think. And there you have it. I hope you have a wonderful morning, afternoon, or evening whenever you're watching this show. And hey, if you like what I'm doing, hit that subscribe button and give the video a like. Bye.